On today's Kitchen, a tribute to the great women chefs. Author Julie Stillman was incensed when she heard about a culinary awards ceremony where the women chefs had to dress as can-can dancers while the men chefs wore their traditional whites. So she produced a cookbook celebrating the success of women in the kitchen. It's called Great Women Chefs, and three of those great women chefs are here this morning: Katy Keck, Jody Adams, and Cary. Good to see you all. Ladies, nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Is there still a huge double standard between men and women in this field?
I don't think so.
No?
I think it's a difference more in style rather than skill. I think a women's kitchen, it tends to be more collegial and cooperative, whereas in a men's kitchen, it's more competitive.
But for the average person who dines out and they hear that the executive chef of a restaurant or the owner of the restaurant and chef is a woman, that doesn't make a difference in 1996?
I don't think so, no.
You started out, you have a restaurant here in New York, the New World Grill. You started out, though, on Wall Street. How did you make the transition?
I started cooking at a very early age with my grandmother. I went to University of Easy Bake and then did the Wall Street thing. And at that point, I got really frustrated with the male-oriented world there, and I found that having my own kitchen, I could really get the opportunity to control my destiny a little more and create an atmosphere of cooperation.
And we should mention we're making your menu from the book this morning, which is a pork dish. Most people, or a lot of places, don't use pork.
Well, pork is often overlooked as a healthy menu ingredient, and I think what's great about it is we use a lot of Asian food at New World Grill, and this has the bold flavor of meat that can stand up to those flavors. Other things like chicken often don't stand up to that sort of assertive flavors. It's low fat as well.
Jody, you have Rialto in Cambridge outside of Boston. Bryant and I have been in your restaurant for dinner. It's lovely. How did you get started, and were you taken seriously immediately?
I was taken seriously immediately because I was such a hard worker, I think. If you work hard, it's a business that requires tremendous amount of work. If you work hard, and if you choose people to work for who respect you, I think that it is possible to rise very successfully. But it's a profession that has required that women really be assertive.
How would you describe your style of cuisine?
I think I cook from my heart, and it's food that is based in tradition and regional, with regional ingredients.
Lily's in Louisville, Kentucky is your restaurant,
yes,
Kathy. Do you think that in the smaller cities around the country, women chefs are taken as seriously, say, as they might be here in New York or Boston?
Maybe more. I think around the smaller cities around the country, believing in yourself and working very hard instead of never looking back and questioning what you're doing is sort of the motto of keeping ahead and success.
How do you differ from what we would consider to be the traditional Southern chef?
Well, we use a lot of regional ingredients, and we keep sort of pushing the envelope by trying to get more ingredients in and reinterpreting traditional recipes and doing things that perhaps some of our clients haven't had before. So we have no limits.
Tell me how we're going here on this pork dish. First of all, I'm watching you work frantically, and I'm going to taste at the end. I want to know what I'm going to be tasting.
I just got started here on a mango pepper relish, which is going to be one of the garnishes for the barbecued pork that we're doing today. We have stirring over here a little bit of black beans and baby bananas, and let's make the marinade.
Okay. How difficult is that?
If you can open up a jar, you can make this marinade.
So it's difficult for me.
It's very difficult. We have soy sauce, and we have some sesame oil. And what I try to do is keep the fat out. The great thing about Asian ingredients is that you have a lot of aromatics like ginger and garlic and lemongrass, and they have bold flavors but not a lot of fat. And as I said before, the pork is low fat, so it helps make this a healthy menu alternative. I've just added ginger and garlic and now some black bean garlic paste and a little pepper, cilantro, and let's see, the rice wine vinegar I had added already. Okay,
obviously the complete recipe is in the book. Now that you ladies have and other ladies have come to the forefront of this field, is there great competition between you?
There's a little. There has to be. That keeps us floating to the top.
I noticed she just elbowed you when you said that.
But I think that there's a genuine respect and collegial spirit. And I think that Julie asking us to participate in the book was something that we were all flattered about, and also she did it to support in conjunction with an organization of women chefs, and I think that was an unusual thing to do.
Some of the proceeds go to a scholarship fund. We should mention that. Kathy, Jody, and Katy, thank you so much. Congratulations on the new book.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, much more. This is Today on NBC. Now I'll taste it.